Joining us is Sam Mowrey, the head football coach of the Grove City Eagles, who will be beginning his 10th season at the helm of Grove City. And, Coach, 10 years. It seems like yesterday you just started.
I mean, as we were just talking before we started, just sort of feels like, your summers. You just end one school year, and before you know it, we're back at the beginning, and football's ramping up and school's ramping up. And, 10 years has gone extremely quick. Just fortunate to be a part of such a great community and have a great staff. And we've had made a lot of good memories over the past 10 years, and we've had some been able to build some great relationships with our kids coming through. And it's looking back, there's just so many good stories and stories of success of kids that have come through the program, and now they're off doing great things outside of football. And this year we actually have 3 alumni that were able to come back and have joined our staff coaching. So we're excited for that.
Who are the alumni?
We have Joey Kosick. He's helping at the varsity level with Zach Martin, and Jake Reddick is coaching at our middle school level.
That's a great group, and that says a lot about the program. You have to believe, Coach, that in 10 years you feel like you have put your stamp on this program. You feel like from everything from off the field to on the field to the style of your team, everything is pretty much exactly the way you hoped it would be after all these years.
Starting the program, first of all, just so fortunate to have coached with Coach Bell for my first, 13 years, 12 years, 10 years, I guess, while I was here, and being able to learn from Coach Bell was just such a great experience. And then it was just really special seeing him honored in the Mercer County Hall of Fame this past winter. So that was special to be able to spend that night with him, very well deserved. And taking over the program, it's just great having a staff and having a group of guys that believe in building the character of the players and not just coaching football, but being invested in the kids' lives and building those positive relationships with them, and being able to use that to build good habits. And we just believe that if you're doing the right things on and off the field, then success is going to follow. And even if it doesn't, those are great learning lessons to learn from and make yourself a better person from. So it's just been very rewarding to be able to share these learning lessons with these kids at this age. It's a special time in high schoolers' development, and we're blessed to be able to share those moments with them.
Every coach I talk to, pretty much to a T, are excited about coming back and getting ready for the football season. But I'd imagine, Coach Sam Mowrey, that you are extra excited considering the year you had last year and considering how many returnees you have this year. You got to be a little bit giddy about what, at least the anticipation of what could be this season.
Sort of a two-sided question. We get that question a lot. Even through the winter, people asking, well, what about next year? And I sort of have mixed feelings about it, because every class that goes through, you invest and spend so much time with your seniors, and that's going to be the last time that you get to spend with them. So, we are excited about the upcoming year, but also we don't want to wish that time away. We don't want to waste any time that we have, because it's the last year that we're going to get to spend with our seniors, and they've been such a special group coming through, and watching them develop and learn from the players that have come before them. So as excited as we are, we want to make sure that we're not wishing time away, and as Coach DiDonato would say across the street, be where your feet are, and make sure that we're enjoying every minute that we get to spend with kids.
When you look back or think back in a quiet moment about the 2022 season, what do you think of first? Do you think about the District 10 championship, the great win over Sippy Rock? the exciting, unbelievable win over Sharon in the playoffs? Or do you think about the last game, the tough one you lost in the PWA playoffs? What do you think of first?
Probably the first thing that you think of just as a coach, I guess, and a competitor is you think about the ones that got away, and probably the first thing I think about is just the start of the season. And we had a tough game there against Avonworth at the beginning of the year, week 1, and we were able to rebound against Northwestern week 2, and then had a tough one against a great Farrell team, and that's probably where my mind goes first. And those first 3 weeks of our season last year, we think as a staff, we talked about this quite often, that it really sort of defined who that team was last year, and watching them handle some disappointment at the beginning of the year, and watching them, navigate through some of that adversity, we think really led to some maturation of our leaders and our team, and helped them accomplish what they did throughout the season. So that's probably where my mind goes first, is some of those moments of adversity early in the season last year.
And obviously that adversity, you're going to have a chance to maybe get some redemption in a couple weeks when you host Avonworth, you play Farrell in week 3. I mean, it's a brutal schedule. I know all the coaches talk about the meat grinder that you guys have to deal with in this region, but as you said, it actually has built and helped your team and your program, knowing that there's no real week offs.
Right. It is such a tough schedule, but that's the way it should be, and what a great schedule for the fans of Mercer County. They get to watch some great football every week. They can find a lot of great matchups, and those are things that really battle test your team and help them in those pushes late in the year when you get into the playoffs. And so knowing those challenges, those are just things that you sort of look forward to, because win, lose, or draw, you're going to learn something about your team, and kids are going to have some experiences there to build off of and learn from. And, so those are things that we're looking forward to.
Hunter Homan returns. What a career this young man has had in multiple sports, and has a chance to go down as the most prolific passer in the history of Grove City High School football. I mean, think about Hunter, where he started and where he's at. What's changed with him?
Oh my goodness. So it has been a special experience watching him develop through his 4 years. And you could see right away, even as a freshman, he was, his freshman season, you could see that he had just sort of that it quality that you look for in your quarterback. And, coming into his sophomore year, there was a quarterback battle between him and, at that time, it was a senior, Zach Rogers, and Hunter ended up, just looking at the scope of our team, we thought that we were going to be better off with Hunter at quarterback and Zach being able to help us out at receiver and tight end. And watching him as a sophomore take those reins and just develop through that sophomore season, that was really special to watch. Not a lot of sophomores could step in and just handle the pressure of your first varsity start in a varsity season at quarterback, and he did a tremendous job. And then now watching last year, him come in after a year of starting under his belt, and you could already see just the difference in his confidence and leadership style. He has, having that year of experience last year when he stepped in, it was, like he didn't skip a step, and watching him work in the weight room and watching him work in off-season workouts and seeing his tenacity on the wrestling mat and the way he works, he just, the kids respect him, and he's just a great leader. And now coming into his senior season, he's the rock solid foundation of leadership on our team, and he's just one of those kids that has a personality that doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low, and he's just always pushing himself and pushing others, and you can see his leadership style sort of wear off or rub off on the players around him, and we're really looking forward to having him back this year, and he's a special player. He's a special young man, and has earned everything that he's accomplished here through his high school career.
And obviously, he needs some players around him to make things go well, as he has done in his career. And he has arguably one of the best wide receiving cores that I could remember, at least in my career, coming back. And Gavin Lutz, Nathan Greer, a healthy Joey Hathaway. I mean, this is a three-headed monster that will be, I'm sure, giving defensive coordinators some nightmares here this season.
They are they are a talented group, and they each bring something a little bit different to the table, and whether it's in terms of leadership style and then athletic ability on the field, they each have something a little bit different, and Gavin just does such a great job of controlling the middle of the field and his route running and finding holes in the defense, and Nathan just really blossomed last year, and just his natural, he's really long and rangy, and can make plays on the football even if it's contested, and Joey, so happy to have him back and healthy, and he just battled really a tough injury that I don't know, we believe a lot of people don't come back from, and he was able to get back and have a spring baseball season, and it's been great having him back this summer, and he's just so explosive and has just a different gear when the ball gets in his hands, and so we're really fortunate to have that group back together, and it's been a fun off season working with them for sure.
I'm sure many would look at the Grove City Eagles and say you have no weaknesses, but as a coach, you're with this team. What part of your team right now, at least from this day, needs to improve for Grove City to win a third consecutive District 10 championship?
Right now, I mean, our focus, in every team, it's not about the most talented or the best players. It's about the team as a whole, and for us, it's really developing and building confidence in our younger groups and building depth to have those kids come in and being able to contribute when their number's called. So not just the 11 that happened to be on the field at the time, but it's the scope of the whole team from top to bottom, and building depth and helping kids understand their value as part of a team, and building that confidence so they're able to step in and contribute on Friday night, whether it's special teams, whether it's a starting role or subbing in a series here or there, whatever it is. That depth is something that we're really trying to focus on and develop our younger group so they're ready to go.
You did lose a couple outstanding players to graduation, including Anthony Nemec and Dylan Ahern. Talk about trying to replace those two guys and who at this point are penciled in to maybe try to fill those shoes.
Right. Anthony and Dylan, both just tremendous kids and did such a good job for us. And Anthony was just that, always there at running back and linebacker, and had a real quiet, intense leadership style about him, and really going to miss him. And at running back offensively, we have seniors Dom Garzarelli and Bodie Stevenson that are going to be working to fill that running back role and add some depth. And linebackers on the other side, we have Bodie Stevenson again, and Clayton Martin and Ian McCreary that are building some depth over there at middle linebacker, trying to fill those shoes. Dylan Ahern, just a great kid. He's one of those kids that just lights up a room when he comes in, and always has a smile on his face, and always can lighten the mood a little bit. And he's off to play football at Teal this fall. And offensively and defensively, he did a great job on both fronts. And we have DJ Bones and Kyle Ensko and Sean Young are all kids that are battling and competing for positions on the offensive line, and on the defensive line. It's really the same group. We have DJ Bones, Kyle Ensko, Sean Young, some of those Logan Dice or some kids that are going to be battling for some defensive line positions, and look to fill some of those roles left behind from our seniors.
Coach, lastly, what's the goals this year? Obviously, you guys have been at the top of the district the last 2 years. You've had a lot of success. What are the early goals here as you get ready for the season?
No, our goals don't change, and we never for us to be successful, it's never going to be determined by winning a championship or by going undefeated or winning this many games. It's about reaching our full potential and developing these kids, not just the football aspect, but the character aspect as well. So, in terms of our goals, of course, we set our sights on the field of being the best that we can, and part of our vision is winning a District 10 championship and beyond. And right now, our focus is just day by day, making sure that we're coaching character and leadership and preparing these kids for the grind of a football season and life after that.
Lastly, Coach, what do you expect from Avonworth? Obviously, they had your number last year. You get to bring them to Forker Field. What do you expect to see out of Avonworth?
It's going to be a tough home opener, that's for sure. And they bring a lot of guys back from last year, so that's going to be a great test. Right off the bat, we know we're gonna be facing a well-coached, physical, great football team. So we're looking forward to that challenge.
Coach Sam Mowrey, we appreciate your time. Have a great season, great health, and I'm sure we will cross paths multiple times during the year.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for everything you do.